Thanks for joining and watching us today. It's so great to see you all again. We're glad to have the Community Day as our first hybrid event, and to have so many of you joining us online from all over the world, but also to see so many of you, so many familiar faces here in Ahaus in Germany. I know many of you merchants, developers, and partners that are here. What is great. And also, so many of you now online watching the live stream. Back in our location, where we hosted our first Community Day 12 years ago. And this place here has something magical about it, and a special place in our heart. I mean, this is where it all started. And I remember exactly the decision to go open source. We truly believed and believe in the power of a free and open crowd. But how can we bring people together? How can we bring people together with the same mindset? Stefan and I were sitting in our old office back in the days. It was a sunny day outside. And we said, well, let's start an event to bring all these fantastic people together. Luckily, we knew this cool location here and reached out to our friends at Tobit Software. We didn't know how this would work out, and we were quite nervous, I can tell you, how many people would come to our really first event. It worked out very well. This is a picture from our first Community Day. And this Shopware Community Day experience has become known for, fun, for inspiration, and for friendship. This was always in the foreground. And I'm pretty sure some of you can remember how we always pushed the envelope with our activities, like taking Shopware back from the future with the DeLorean. Oh yeah, you can remember. Or fighting against Darth Vader. Or enjoying China's national circus. I mean, today is our day. Shopware Community means business with fun and friendship. And I'm super stoked that we have a whole cool inspirational speakers today who will give you an insight into their secrets about growth, about best practices, and strategy. This day, this great community allows any one of us to learn from each other, inspire each other, and to collaborate to achieve joint success. Openness, collaboration, and transparency is key. This is the foundation Shopware stands upon. I believe the future of digital commerce is built with a global open community and open technology in your hands. And the outlook for digital commerce is incredibly promising. We continue to see a double-digit growth rates and expect a strong shift in the next few years worldwide. We see resilient, broad-based penetration gains across the board. We believe that the COVID-driven peak will certainly not flatten the curve. We see a path to 33% growth in 25 to $7.5 trillion US. And there's the same development in the number of online shoppers who use or is going to increase to 3.7 billion in 25, a growth of almost 90% compared to 22. I mean, keep in mind, that is roughly half of the world population. And last year, Shopware Community GMV reached an all-time high with over 20 billion US dollar and continues to grow. In Q1 22, we even topped our record Q1 21. I mean, all of us want to take further advantage of this massive growth opportunity. So again, I think the prospects for digital commerce are extremely good. But of course, we know our common challenges in the market with the pace of change and adversity that many of you are facing. I mean, as supply chains, bottlenecks, predictability are becoming more and more a major issue. Consumer and shopping behavior is changing faster than ever before. The way we buy, what we buy, and the mindset in which we buy has changed fundamentally forever. The working world has changed. Working from anywhere is becoming more and more the new normal. And after COVID-19, 92% of people surveyed expect to work from home at least 1 day per week, and even 80% expected to work at least 3 days from home per week. This is massive. Inflation, influenced by conflicts and supply bottlenecks, the value of physical as well as digital assets remain a ripple effect of worldwide inflation. Our whole industry is rapidly changing, even as we experience unprecedented growth. But in this fast-moving world, there's one thing that will never change. And this is our core values, our attitude to the world out there. And our values, which we stand for, and not just, spoken words. We live them daily. Open, authentic, and visionary. And these values are also the foundation to build a unique and distinct culture. Especially culture is more important than ever before. I think everyone here experienced it, especially during these, stressful COVID times. And uncertain feelings many of us had or even have. And our core values guide not only us as a company, they are the foundation of our ecosystem and our solution, which we believe is the best approach for merchants and brands to handle the current climate of uncertainty, change, and rapid growth. And do you know what the most important value is? Yes, it's open. Openness and deep desire to learn, to think independently, to be creative. Access and transparency to the information and technology which enables a different economic system to be realized. We believe that true creativity and inspiration cannot fully develop in, closed and highly regulated ecosystems. Vendor lock-ins, closed source, no real ownership. It feels like a bit when you used to play soccer or in former times, tennis, basketball. You didn't need to use locked halls or courts with flute lights where you could only play at certain times. You played it anywhere. Anytime, in the streets, in the backyard, in the park, or didn't you? And this approach ends up with, we all know, exceptional talents like Messi or Ronaldinho, who learn to play on the streets or even on the beach. The world is an open playground, and the limitations prevent open collaboration. That's what it's all about. And we're always open. You're always free. No lock-ins, no compromises, no limits. It's your freedom to grow. And we grow together as one global open community. And from our deepest conviction, we think, in the end, it's all about humans. Basically, it is as good as people are bringing in. The people who have the knowledge and experience, how to use the technology, and what you can build with it, right? It's the people who, make the product. The people who build the shop, the people who build the experience. And forward-looking, we grow together. We embrace the modern, open, and diverse community and strive for inspiration and collaboration. Diversity, openness, and variety. This growing community embodies our culture and values. Together, we believe in an open and diverse world as equals. And I personally strongly believe where people as you, here and online, come together and with this shared open mindset and philosophy, the bigger, the better, more innovations will be built by humans. And Shopware is growing to a truly global and international open community. And a strong community with a distinct culture will bring also additional benefits into your organization. For instance, as a result of a survey showed, every second employee said a strong sense of community kept them at a company longer. What means A global open community gives you the ability to recruit and retain a diverse group of top talent. Nurturing open collaboration leads directly to organizational growth through greater team unity and culture. Yeah, and it's fantastic to see that more and more people are joining the global open community. The whole community as a global network is getting bigger and bigger. And we're currently getting a massive boost of motivation from outside, and above all, from you. We're top rated on important internationally renowned portals like G2 or Gartner Peer Insights. And the world's major analyst firms such as Gartner and Forrester also rate us and our development extremely positively. For instance, the analyst from CB Insights, an American tech analyst, recently named us leader in headless commerce. And especially these things spur us on every day because they prove that we are on the right track and we should keep fighting for an open and collaborative world. And we too, we as an organization are developing and becoming more international every day. And how can we push internationalization even further? I'm super proud to announce today that we are opening an international office. And not just anywhere, in a place which stands for incredible diversity, freedom, and opportunity. A place which is known for never standing still. And maybe you have heard, if you can make it here, then you can make it anywhere. Yes, you got it right. It's New York. New York, Big Apple, here we come. Oh yeah, the new office is really, really nice. And this year, we're massively investing in our global workforce and hire additional 160 people. So we're looking for neutral variants. And for anyone who wants to join, please reach out. We're in New York, we're in Germany, and of course, we have the work from anywhere policy, always with our core values: open, authentic, and visionary. And we strongly believe that the future of digital commerce is built with a global open community and open technology all in your hands. And if you believe in something and stick to it, you can achieve extraordinary things. What does it mean? Let's look outside the box, at sports, basketball to be more precise. For me, a great example of what it means to believe in something is Dirk Nowitzki, who played his entire professional career with the Dallas Mavericks and always had the dream of winning the NBA title. And I'm super proud and happy that we could win Dirk as the speaker for today. He trained and worked harder than anyone else until it finally happened in 2011, winning the NBA title. And in addition, Dirk was also named the most valuable player of the final series, both of which no German player had ever achieved before. And if you want to learn more, about what it takes to create something really exceptional, you should not miss Dirk this afternoon. He's live with us. And building the exceptional is my next topic. As the community evolves, new types of solutions become possible. It's about you, dear merchant, developer, partner, who use Shopware every day and bring your own ideas to life. It's how the Wortmann Group, Europe's leading shoe distributor and well known for its brands Tamaris, Oliver, Jana Shoes, and more, is reinventing the B2B shopping experience. By using our newest enterprise feature, Guided Shopping, they present new collections directly from the browser in a personal one-to-one or one-to-many digital sales room. They can take over control for co-browsing and guide the user, if desired, to the right product. They are with them, react and interact directly, all thanks to the video camera. And they can present products using all the possible new innovative technologies, while at the same time providing all relevant data such as sales figures, customer preferences, and regional characteristics. This makes it a really unique personal shopping experience. And with guided shopping, they achieved super fast 5x higher appointment rates. Now it's easier to make an appointment for a guided shopping call. And the sales rep do not, always have to drive by car with a trunk full of samples. It's more effective, and of course, it's a really new and outstanding digital shopping experience in B2B. What's more, they have doubled the average shopping cart value of B2B retailers. I think that's impressive. And it's how Armed Angels, one of the largest fair fashion labels in Europe today, is reinventing fashion. For over a decade now, they have proven that fashion is possible in a different way. Eco and fair, no wage slavery, no chemical madness, no cheap mass-produced goods. And with Shopware as their leading open headless commerce platform, they use our strong turnkey features like shopping experiences, sales channels, and promotion engine to create an emotional and unique shopping experience. And they're continually working on the mission to reduce textile waste, make the whole supply chain visible and more transparent. And one wonderful example is an integrated second-hand shop to give textiles a further life cycle. Now, that's sustainable in my book. Also here, some interesting facts and figures. Before replatforming, it took Armed Angels developers up to 8 hours to build separate landing pages. And thanks to Shopware 6 turnkey features like shopping experiences, Armed Angels is now able to create content-based, outstanding shopping pages way faster than with their old system, only 2 hours. And they are able to save staggering 6 hours. Imagine what their developers can do with their extra free time. Another outstanding achievement is their conversion increased significantly by 53% compared to the year before they made the leap of faith and joined the Shopware universe. Or Coro, who is reinventing the food industry. Coro saw the customer's need for online bulk purchases. Early on, they developed a 100% on-trend product range without losing sight of the all-important sustainability factor. And then they successfully implemented a D2C strategy to pass on the price advantages for bulk buys directly to the consumer. Coro highly innovates and also benefits from a highly customizable and flexible open commerce platform. Right now, they're setting up sub-shops and new brands like Chunks for ice cream or Coro Fresh as an Abo box, which is a new business model. Facts and figure-wise, they achieved a successful 2020 with a revenue of 21 million. Fast forward to 21, a hopping 62 million euro. And scaling also take place via further global expansion and new further brand shops. They came from one main shop with 4 languages, and now Coro has launched a lot of new stores faster than before. The company is now present in 16 countries, selling over 2,000 products. Sustainability and innovation based on genuine passion, taste, and transparency. This is Coro, how is reinventing the food industry. And I cannot wait to see what they're going to do next. We're proud that thousands of customers across every industry using Shopware as an open platform solution to build the exceptional. And again, we believe the future of digital commerce is being built with the global open community and open technology in your hands. And open means so much more than just open source. It means collaboration, innovation, and leads to a vibrant ecosystem. That's why we are all here today. Open collaboration will lead to change. For us, it's simply the right way to combine fully openness with digital commerce, what we named Open Commerce, our approach to provide brands and merchants maximum flexibility at the fastest velocity with a low cost of ownership. And we as a company are building only one piece in this open commerce world. As an organization, we are continually developing the platform, supporting you, our customers, developers, and partners, and organizing or facilitating ecosystem efforts. Open commerce is an ideal balance for a total range of motion. Our open source approach, our widely distributed and well-known best practices, reduce lock-in to one platform, to a specific agency or vendor. You're free to move, you're free to grow. And open commerce has 3 core elements. It all starts with our turnkey open source application, built for rapid customization and powering every sales channel delivered via any approach, turnkey front end, headless, PWA, connected devices, and even more. And Shopware is fundamentally API first, built however you like. Our pre-composed and entirely customizable elements provide turnkey functionality, which is easy to adapt. And Shopware at its core is purpose-built for rapid customization and the greatest flexibility. Next is the open cloud infrastructure. And when we talk about cloud, people often say to us, open source and cloud, how does it fit together? And our answer is simple, excellently. There's nothing unusual. There's nothing unusual about running open source software in the cloud. Already today, a large number of cloud offerings are available, are based on open source. With an open cloud infrastructure, you have the freedom of choice, be it SaaS or PaaS or self-managed. You have the freedom of choice to make Shopware uniquely yours, to be independent. And our merchants decide where to run Shopware and store their data. This is paramount for them, and for us, as their business data is one of their most valuable assets. And this asset must remain theirs. They have the freedom of choice. And around it, we have the open and free ecosystem, making sure that integrations are not only possible somehow, but that the product is built in a way that expects integrations. No limitations, no vendor lock-ins. You're free to move and free to grow. And as we all know and experienced, different verticals, different teams, different projects use different tools, right? That's why we stick, especially in the mid-market, to our best-of-breed approach, choosing the best CRM tool for you, the best logistics and fulfillment, the right payment, PIM, search, marketing tools, and maybe even more. And using Shopware means that you can pick and compose what you want and what you need without limits. Open commerce will lead to change. And again, for us, it's just the right way to combine fully openness with digital commerce. An ideal balance for a total range of motion in the mid-market and above. Never get stuck. It's different and apart from closed and highly regulated ecosystems. And I feel openness, open source, open commerce has the possibility to change really everything from the supply chain to how the consumers make a purchase. It's about the courage to take risks, to explore new territory, to pivot, and to adapt to the fast-changing digital landscape with a solid yet highly flexible foundation and platform to stand on, and a resourceful global community that got your back. And therefore, feel free, join, and grow with the unstoppable force of our global open community. So now, let's have a closer look at our product. New upcoming features, our roadmap, and therefore, I would like to hand over to Daniel Nögel, our Director of Product Engineering. Welcome, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you, Sebastian. Great to be on an in-person community day again. Awesome. Yeah, as you know, the Shopware product strategy is based on 2 main principles. So first of all, we want to make it easy for you. So we want to make commerce easy and flexible. And we want to do that so that you can create outstanding shopping experiences. We want you to build the exceptional with Shopware. And you can build the exceptional if we allow you to concentrate on your core business and to create outstanding customer value, to maximize customer value. That's the idea, that's what it's all about. And the building block from our perspective is giving you the best possible flexibility with our product. So let's dive into our Shopware core. When we talk about flexibility, we mean that we want to give you the possibility, or that we want to do more than just get the job done. We want to give you the extra bit of flexibility that allows you to really address what you want to achieve and to do more things than the bare minimum that is needed. And one example for that is the rule builder. Back then, everyone had customer groups in their shops. And customer groups are a very static way of assigning, for example, a customer to a price or showing content to a customer. And with the rule builder, we completely changed the system. The rule builder allows you to define logical rules, to have and or conditions, and with this condition, you can describe a customer you want to talk about in a certain situation. You can describe the customer you want to show a shopping experience to, or you can describe the customer in detail you want to give a promotion to. So the rule builder is really replacing static customer group systems with a dynamic and flexibility of assigning this kind of dynamic rule engine. Another example for this kind of flexibility is our pricing engine. In Shopware, it's extremely easy to define, for example, threshold prices for B2C customers or threshold prices for B2B customers. You can have threshold prices per currency. So if it's about internationalization, you can have threshold prices for US dollars and in euro very easily. And you can even have prices based on this kind of rules I mentioned earlier. So you can define that a certain price is only available for customers from the UK, for example. Another prominent example is our promotion engine. And there you even have a 3-step kind of rule system. You can have rules to describe the customer, I mentioned that earlier, and you can use these rules in order to describe the cart the customer is having. You can say, I only want to allow this promotion if the customer's cart has certain attributes, certain products, certain amounts, and so on. And you can use the same system in order to describe other attributes. So you can say, the shipping method should be a specific one, or the payment method should be another one, or something like that. And then you have sets. And with sets and promotion engine, you can dynamically describe how you want to sort the products that the customer has in their cart. And then you can divide those sorted products into like piles. So for example, you can define that you have a promotion for pullovers. So you will build a set for pullovers. And you can even define how they are sorted and then which product in the set is discounted, like perhaps every second one or something like that. Another example of flexibility in Shopware with regards to internationalization and multi-shops are our sales channel. We experience that many customers, that many of you have very different approaches to what internationalization is in the business. You might have only one shop that is translated. So in that case, you will have translations as a very thin layer on your one sales channel and sell in different languages. Other customers have flagship stores. So they might have, for every country they are in, they might have a proper sales channel, one specific sales channel only for the audience in that country. Or you have a mixture of both. So you could have, for example, flagship stores in Poland and for Benelux, and you have full-blown sales channels for those. And then you have a rest of the world sales channel that is just using translations for the rest of the world. So there are very different approaches that you can have in your business, and the system we have allows you to implement those businesses. The most prominent example and the most recent one perhaps is also the flow builder. with a flow builder, you can register to so-called business events. And they are called that way because it's something happening in Shopware, in the shop system, that is relevant for your business. That could be a customer making an order, or a customer signing up for a newsletter, or a customer registering in your system. And with a flow builder, you can say, okay, I want to stick to this event, and then I want to send an email only in certain conditions. And nowadays, it's all about buzzwords, so people call it low code and no code. But what it actually is, it's putting you back into control. It's allowing you to define what should happen in what situation that is relevant for your business. And you can do that without any programming. So that's the idea behind it. And what I especially like, if you open up the Flow Builder module, and if you don't know Shopware yet, that might be one thing to check out later this day. If you open the Flow Builder module, you can see all these business events, and then it sets free this creativity and this idea of playing around with it. So let's see if I can have a business event for newsletter registration, and then let's see what I can do with that. Or this ideas of how can I improve the customer value by perhaps sending him an email to rate a product after the purchase. So that's what I really like about this kind of feature, that it's not only allowing you to do a certain job, but it's like pushing you a bit, so giving you this creative space of playing around with it and learning from it. And I guess that's a nice thing to have. And of course, we're never done, so we continue adding this kind of features. And one feature we will be adding in future is multi-stock handling. So giving you the same kind of flexibility in the Shopware core when it comes to having multiple stock system, because not every one of you has only one stock to keep, but multiple ones, and you want to decide in an order from which stock an item is reduced. And another feature we are currently planning to add is subscription. So we want to make it possible to have subscription-based businesses supported with Shopware out of the box. And we also, again, want to give you the freedom to do that if you have a non-subscription-based business. So if you have a classic business of shipping things once, perhaps it also gives you the creative freedom of saying, okay, that might be a product that qualifies, it will play good with subscription, and then allow you to do that. Another building principle of Shopware is openness. So we want to build the most open e-commerce solution out there. And that for us means that we want to work together with the community, which is basically you. It's you as a merchant, it's you as a technology partner, and it's you as a developer. And we want to constantly learn from you what you expect of Shopware, what you need from it, and where we should improve on certain capabilities, on performance, or whatever. So that is what openness for us means. And it means for us that we want to create an ecosystem that goes far beyond Shopware. And in order to do that, we need expandability. We need allow developers and agency and technology partners to integrate with Shopware and to extend Shopware, to get information from Shopware. And actually, we are quite experienced with that. So when we introduced Shopware 3, we had something called hook points. I don't know if there are people around today who still know hook points and who have worked with those. Hi, Thomas. And it was a very basic kind of extension system you had in Shopware 3. And since then, we came a long way. So we had, with Shopware 4, it was about aspect-oriented programming, so generating proxies and so on. In Shopware 4.1, we introduced more proper events. And in Shopware 5, it was more about Symfony, container decoration, and so on. So quite technical. And actually, when we introduced Shopware Cloud, we were thinking about making this kind of extension system available for Shopware Cloud as well. And we didn't do, even though we had the prototype already available, so we could have like containerized JavaScript sandboxes where people would execute code in Shopware Cloud. But we went another approach, and I'm glad we did that, because with apps, we have a very lightweight system that allows people to easily maintain apps and to upgrade them over time, and that allow even people to have their own extension to make that an own business case that integrates with Shopware. And so the apps are the far more recent and far more modern approach to extensibility, because it works independent of all modes of operation. So no matter if you're using, I don't know, Shopware self-hosted or Shopware cloud, if you're using Community Edition or Enterprise Edition or anything in between, apps will allow you to do so. And I would like to say that we are smart enough to come with these ideas on our own, like building apps and have them in a nice way, but actually it's based on your feedback. And this way we made apps like the unified language of the Shopware universe. So they are, as I said, they are across all borders, they are the unified language of the Shopware ecosystem, and they ensure that everyone can make a benefit out of it, independent of which exact target group you are or you are targeting. And we are quite invested on apps. So if you just have a look of what we did this year alone with regards to apps, which capabilities we added since January 2022, it's about custom entities, which is an awesome developer feature. It's about private apps, which is awesome if you're an agency or if you're a merchant on Shopware Cloud. You can have individualized apps that just run in your cloud instance. We added something like custom data loading or app scripts that allow people to run synchronous code in Shopware Cloud in order to have more sophisticated checkout extensions, for example. And we have admin extension SDK, developer CLI, developer sandboxes. So if that's not meaningful for you, that's cool, that's fine. What I want to say is we are really making it possible that people are building on this foundation, and that this year alone we had massive effort to push forward this app system to give you this unlimited kind of expandability that will support your business in the long run. And as I already said, it's all these features we built into it. It's not our own smart idea, but it came massively from your feedback. So we talked with you as a technology partner. What would you like to do for example, what is not yet possible in Shopware Cloud? And we talked with you as a developer what would make your life easier. And we talked with you as a merchant. So which features are you expecting in Shopware Cloud? What do you want to be there which isn't? And then from that feedback we learned, and we made sure that all this will be possible with Shopware apps. So yeah, basically this is our approach of making or getting feedback from you, from the community, and bringing that into the product. And we get feedback a lot. So since the last community day, which was in September 2021, we got almost 1,500 qualified feedback items that could be entries to our feedback and idea management, that are interviews we conducted. So we had interviews with, for example, merchants and developers, and we try to understand and learn from you as the domain experts. So obviously, if we want to learn about requirements in B2B business, we need to talk to you as a merchant and learn from that. And that's what we're doing all the time. And of course, we also have a lot of surveys you might have seen, so that we also try to understand from a quantitative point of view what's relevant for you, what do you need. And so given all this feedback and these ideas, we can just say thank you. And that's one of the key messages today, to just be here and say thank you for all the support and giving us the feedback to improve Shopware, being enthusiastic about our product and helping us to improve it. And we also want to give back some kind of transparency. So if you're wondering, how does my feedback become a feature at one point, there will be a slot later on by Vanessa Brauch and Aaron Scharschmidt in the so-called cave on the other side of the street, and they will tell you how the feedback and idea management in Shopware will work. So what we do with your feedback, and when does it become a feature and when not. Also later on this stage, there will be the Open Commerce session by Ben Marks, and if you're interested how we work together with the community about Open Commerce, that might be interesting for you. And if you're interested of how the app system moves forward and which awesome apps there are already, there's a Warp Award today being announced where the best app will get a prize. Based on your feedback and our strategies, we identified 3 main pillars, 3 main concepts where we want to improve. And these are for this year automation, it's B2B, and it's customer experience. So that's the main 3 topics we receive feedback about and where we want to integrate your feedback in the product. And today I will show you how the feedback, to which features it led at the end of the day. So let's start with automation. We already talked about the flow builder earlier today, and we got a lot of positive feedback because it really has this ease of use to it. But we also get one constant request, and that is about allowing you to have something like delayed flows. So let's have a quick example here. This is a flow builder for the order placed event, and it will basically send out the order confirmation email. So it's a very typical flow in Shopware. When a customer places an order, send them over the order confirmation email. And the nice thing at the flow builder is you could go and change it. So say only send it over if it's below 1,000 euros, because the rest I will check manually. But with a new delayed flows feature, you now can also check certain things a week later. So you can go and say, I want to make sure that the customer 1 week after the order is requested to review the products. And you can do that in order to boost, for example, the product reviews in your shop. But perhaps you only want to do that in certain conditions. So, for example, if the order contains a top-selling product, so that not all the time you're sending out emails to the customer, but only for certain orders. And we have a little example for that. So you can see you can add this new delayed block element in Shopware, and you can configure the time Shopware should wait, for example, a week. And then you can define that the order should contain a top-selling order. And then you can define the action, in our case, send out and ask the customer to review this very order or this very product. And again, I think this is the kind of things that allows you to be creative with it, to have new ideas about getting a better relationship to your customers. And you could also check, for example, did the customer return the item meanwhile? Because if the customer returned the item meanwhile, you should not ask them to review the product because obviously they didn't like it. So that's the kind of things that's very, very useful in your everyday business and just making things easier for you. Another feedback we got a lot is that especially with rules and with flow, with automation features, it's more relevant for you to understand what's working or going on behind the scenes so that you're able to understand if things working out as expected. And the preview feature, again, allows you to do so. So in this example, we have a rule that checks for certain customer attributes, for example, in order to allow them for a discount or something. And you can now say, I want to preview this rule with an order I already have in order to understand if it works as expected. And then Shopware will tell you if the rule evaluates to true, and it will even tell you which of the sub-conditions are true or not. And again, this makes it easy for you to understand if that what you just configured is that what you meant, and if Shopware has the same notion of what's going on. And so it's very easy to also for very complex flows or rules to understand what's going on. And also we brought it to the flow builder as well, or we are about to bring it to the flow builder as well. So you can also have a more complicated flow with multiple conditions in it. And then again, you will select an order, and Shopware will show you which flow it will go. So it will tell you in this case, for example, it's only the new customer flow, and it will only tag the order as new customer's order, and it will not do the rest, so it's grayed out. And again, that's the kind of transparency we need if we work with automation. Yeah, a last smaller feature again is logging. And also, we got a lot of feedback that if flows are running, you need to better understand if they are actually working and when they were running and if they were running for a certain order. So that, for example, a customer comes to you and say, I never received this order confirmation email. Is something wrong? You can check it. And the logging feature will allow you to do so. You have an overview of all the flow executions in the past. And then you can see not only if the flow was successful or not, but also which actions were performed. So you can see, okay, it sent out an email or it put a certain tag. And again, that's an understanding that helps you to really make sure, okay, the flows and the rules I have are working the way I expect. Another topic we get a lot of feedback about is B2B. And this year we will concentrate on two main topics, and the first of which is ease of use. When we introduced our B2B solution, it was a lot about this framework kind of idea, so that we wanted to give you the foundation to build up your own project based on our B2B solution. But we also see, and we get the feedback, that people use it more like default out-of-the-box thing, and that in many cases, they want to have some convenience features in it. And for example, one idea is that we will reconsider the flow in the front end. So we want to rework the whole way that a customer, so a shopper in your shop, a B2B shopper, will experience a B2B suite. And that's not about putting a layer of paint on it, but it's more about reconsidering the customer flow, so the experience the customer has when using the B2B suite. And we want to make it easier for your customers, basically, to find a way around, to have an intuitive feeling about it, even though there are so many opportunities and configuration possibilities in this B2B solution. Ease of use for us also means ease of use in your project. So if you're a developer or agency, make it easier to use there. And you might know that there are a lot of components in our B2B solution. We have article numbers or custom article numbers. We have statistics. We have clearance workflows, offerings. We have budgets and so on. And we want to make sure that in your project, you can just compose the solution you want to have. So that you can decide which of the components you can use without programming. And basically, that's the second topic we will address. So making this possible, that you can go in your project and just say, I need the bare minimum, or I need something in between, and you can compose the solution you need in your project. Second larger topic regarding B2B will be customer-specific pricing. And I already mentioned earlier that we have a quite sophisticated pricing engine, so you might already know that it's already possible with Shopware. So you can already go and create custom pricing rules. But if you have, for example, thousands of individual prices, things will get out of hand easily. And so we want to make sure that we also have a feature that supports you having this many numbers of customer-specific prices. And for that, we are intending to introduce a 4-step pricing system for the B2B solution, so that you can assign a price to, for example, a single customer for a product, but you can also have intermediate groups. So you can have pricing groups where you will say, okay, certain kind of customers get the discounts, and I will group them the classical way. Or you can use our rule system, so you can say, okay, if it's a customer and the country is UK or something else, you can assign a price for that product. And of course, you have the default fallback price you define all the times in Shopware, so the default product price. And so we will introduce a 4-step pricing system for B2B customers, so it's easy possible to maintain a large number of individual prices with Shopware. The last topic I want to talk about today is customer experience. In the Enterprise Edition, we already have a feature called the Publisher, and we got the feedback that just having drafts is not enough for more sophisticated and ambitious projects. So that you have projects where you really want to make sure that a shopping world does not go live without someone else having reviewed it. And we will have that as a feature soon as well. So here you can see that there's a workflow engine attached to the shopping worlds, where you can create a draft, for example, and then you can send it over to someone to review it. And then this person can make sure that, for example, I don't know, the tone of voice is met in the shopping experience, or that your brand style is correctly in there. And this will allow you to really make sure that when a shopping world goes live, if you change the main page of your shop, that's quite important for you, right? So you can make sure that always there's a 4 eyes principle and someone else is checking that. that will be the first iteration, and in the second iteration, you can even define this workflows completely independent, so you can really make sure that the workflows are the way that you need it, if you perhaps also have a multiple-step review. Then we have this nice feature. It's called Hide and Show Content by Device, so the name is not that fancy yet, but I guess you will like the feature anyway. So when we built Shopware shopping experiences, we said, okay, we want to make it responsible by default, or responsive by default. So when you create a new shopping experience, that it's working on every device properly. So it looks good on desktop, on laptop, and on mobile devices. And it works quite well, so there is no like micro optimization needed if you want to bring something to your mobile device. But we also learned from your feedback that in some cases you want to have this extra bit of control. So the example is you have a 4K high-resolution video on desktop devices, and living in Germany, for example, it's a bad idea to show someone a 4K video in a train. You don't have internet there, or if, then it's only a few bytes you can send over. So perhaps for mobile devices, you want to make sure that it's a low-resolution image. And then we will make this possible so that you can say, okay, on mobile devices, I want to not show the 4K video, but show a low-resolution image instead. And based on your feedback, again, I know that there should be at least 140 persons who really like that feedback, because that's the number of upvotes this ticket had. And then also a minor feature that is already available is improve on linking. So back then in Shopware, you had to, if you wanted to link something in a text field in your shopping experience, you had to open the product, you had to copy the link, paste it in, and so on. And that's very error-prone and complicated to do if you do it a lot. And I said earlier, we want to make your business easy, and you should concentrate on your main business. And this does not go well with fixing broken links late at night in your shop, so that doesn't make sense. So we have this feature where you can just tell Shopware that you want to put a link, and Shopware will give you the configuration mask to say, okay, I want to link to a product, and you can even search the product, and Shopware will maintain the links automatically, so make sure that they always are correct, it's canonical links being set, and so on. And again, that's a nice feature, or it's a nice feature, and it's a small feature, of course, but it's also important to show to you that we really care about making your everyday workflow better with Shopware, and I guess this is a very good feature to speak for this. Yeah. We want you to adapt and compose those latest features and innovations in order to really concentrate on your business and to maximize customer value. So that's our mission, and that's why we are here today. And let's quickly summarize how we do that. I showed you how we make Shopware the most flexible solution out there with features like the rule builder, the flow builder, with our promotion engine that are really way more than just a way to define prices or just a way to define customer groups. It's going far beyond that, and it really allows you to have this extra kind of flexibility. We talked about openness and our open commerce ecosystem, so a way of you to integrate with it, and how our apps are really pushing that forward so that extensions are possible independent of the way you're hosting, for example, your Shopware instance, or independent of the edition you have. And we talked about how openness also means collaboration and having an open feedback culture, and that your feedback really matters to us, and that we try to adapt our roadmap constantly to really address your needs and requirements in Shopware. One of the biggest news today, however, I didn't tell you so far. And we brought extra support and extra help today, so it's my colleague Moritz Naczenski, and he will tell you something completely new. So let's welcome Moritz Naczenski.
Thank you, Daniel. So let's have a look together at the way projects have gone live until now. and what challenges you are facing during this phase and beyond. In the beginning, project plans are made and roadmaps are made, but we know it can be a lot more difficult. The experience from our ever-growing community and thousands of projects going live showed us that there are endless aspects to consider, and in the end, when everything comes closer, it always turns out differently than planned. You all need to take tough decisions and make trade-offs. I mean, who of you can't relate to that? But for sure, everybody's eagerly awaiting the Big Bang, the release where all the stress and effort pays off. And hopefully there will be a big release party. But somewhere, someone might still be working and planning the next steps and the next project, because everything is changing constantly. So seriously, based on all the experience we got from you, our global open community, and all the amazing projects out there, we know it can be a lot more difficult. And everything comes with a lot of risk of failure. And there are things that every one of you need to combat in every project. For example, there are often unclear responsibilities. Too many people are involved in a project and nobody wants to take over the responsibility for the outcome. As well, there's a lot of communication overhead. And we also see often a lack of scale, missing standardized tools and pipelines, especially when it comes to the area of DevOps, as well as that the performance of the whole project can't be ensured. And I'm sure everybody of you can relate to limited resources. Often there are limited in-house resources, too many people working on unimportant things that are not their profession, and also developers doing a lot of DevOps. And we see always a lot of missing in-house knowledge. So it seems familiar to you? Don't let the risk to fail define your future. And that's why today I'm proud to introduce you to our newest product offering. We combined the benefits of an open commerce platform with all our development expertise to take digital commerce to a whole new level. This is Shopware Enterprise Cloud. And Sebastian already introduced you to our ideas about open commerce. And with Shopware Enterprise Cloud, we combined our open and free ecosystem with an open cloud infrastructure and our open source core application to get the most flexible Shopware cloud offering ever. And for sure, you know, the global digital commerce is changing rapidly, and everything and everyone needs to adapt to all these changes constantly. There are a lot of solutions from our ecosystem that can help you to face these challenges. With Shopware Enterprise Cloud, we provide you a tailored infrastructure and platform especially for these needs. Adapt and compose your digital commerce as well as your future together with us. And Enterprise Cloud is even more faster and scalable than ever before. Launch fast, adapt fast, and change fast. With Enterprise Cloud, we enable your organization to iterate, deploy, and develop projects in the fastest, most scalable, and secured way ever. The extended pilot phase of our Enterprise Cloud offering helped us to get a clear understanding how you can profit from this new offering. Enterprise Cloud enables you to speed up your development up to 5 times faster compared to self-managed projects. And Enterprise Cloud will also strengthen and optimize your whole deployment pipeline for the fastest time to innovate. And our pilot projects showed us that you can profit from a 2 times faster onboarding of new developers, as well that there are significantly faster user acceptance testings, as well as an uplift of 40% in developer productivity. And deployments won't hurt anymore with up to 20 times more deployments compared to self-managed projects. So what's in for you as merchant, developer, or shopware partner, you may ask? Control your data and business, as well as change faster and build better than ever before. So let's have a closer look together at what's behind it. Control your data and business. You as merchant can profit from the best ability in performance of your system while monitoring the key aspects all the time. With Shopware Enterprise Cloud, you can rely on up to 99.9% guaranteed uptime, as well as powerful monitoring tools to ensure the integrity of your system. You can also keep the highest asset you have, the customer's data. And thanks to the multi-cloud approach, you decide where to store this data and comply with legal regulations. Change faster and build better. You as developer can also benefit from build and deploy pipelines especially designed for Shopware. And you will get a bunch of great toolings that will make your daily work a whole lot easier. You can also take the full project ownership and migrate, build, or customize your individual project. You can even integrate your existing tool chains easily into Shopware Enterprise Cloud. And we gathered some useful insights from our early projects, as you can see here. For example, from our partner Portaltech Reply, which highlighted that the biggest benefit for us is definitely cost savings. We were able to reduce the costs along the complete DevOps and infrastructure lifecycle. This was mainly due to the reduction of effort in the classic infrastructure, DevOps, and the associated better use of developer resources. And for me, it's great to see that the first Shopware Enterprise Cloud projects are already live and many more are up to come. And Enterprise Cloud is available now. Feel free to get in touch with us to figure out how Enterprise Cloud can help you and your company scale and grow. We can't wait to see which innovative projects you will come up with, and we're eager to see what's next. Go live and move faster than ever before with Shopware Enterprise Cloud. And now back to Sebastian.
Yeah, thank you, Moritz. And as I said in the beginning of my keynote, we are really proud and grateful to have such a great community as you with us. And the outlook for digital commerce is incredibly promising. And the pace of change is both challenging and opportunity. And there's one thing that will never change. Our values: open, authentic, and visionary. We talked a lot about community and the incredible work you do every day. As the community evolves, outstanding digital shopping moments become reality. You have the freedom to innovate, the freedom to explore new horizons. You have a global community that got your back. And we're all together. We're one community, and this is our day. A community that is constantly growing. And grab this opportunity to share, to get inspired, to learn from each other. Feel free to take this community to share your Shopware experience with us, of course. So together, we can grow. And we will continue to invest heavily in further international growth and community building. We're going to massively increase our global workforce. We will double down our investment in the ecosystem and empowering you, our global community, to succeed in digital commerce. And that being said, a global open community is going to make the difference. And in the end, it's all about humans, the people who make the product, the shop, the experience. It's about inspiration, collaboration, to build together something truly remarkable. And therefore, feel free, join and grow with the unstoppable force of our global open community. Adapt and compose with our latest innovations and new features. And go live and move faster than ever before with Enterprise Cloud. Orange shirt. Let's build the exceptional with open commerce in your hands. Because we strongly believe the future of digital commerce is built with a global community and open technology in your hands. And I'm thrilled to see what you're going to do next. Thank you.